Hey fam, MA Truth. Hey, how y'all doing? Had to take a little hiatus for a moment, step away from the madness, regroup, all that other stuff. Life happens, family happens, shit you gotta take care of. Anyway, hope all is well with everyone. Been trying to keep up with everybody, well, with most of y'all. Busy people, bringing much drop, much information, much wisdom. I thank you all. Yep, Secret Destiny of America. Manly P. Hall. I guess y'all might have thought I forgot. Well, I didn't. I didn't forget. I did want to try and bring this little bit to you. It's not a whole lot, but I just want to kind of drop this with you. This is chapter 20. The end of the quest. Does that help you see a little bit better? The end of the quest. Let's try and read this a little bit and get it over with. And the end of the quest, I guess, has more to do with the Europeans' idea of being done with finding this so-called promised land. This land that they done stole, pillaged, and did everything to and against the native people. Oh, excuse me, that was a big one. I was trying to hold it, but it wasn't gonna hold. All right, folks. It says, in America shall be erected a shrine to universal truth. As here rises the global democratic commonwealth, the true wealth of all mankind, which is designed in the foundation that men shall abide together in peace and shall devote their energies to the common cause of discovery. The power of man lies in his dreams, his visions, and his ideals. This has been the common vision of man's necessity in the secret empire of the Brotherhood of the Quest, consecrated to fulfilling the destiny for which we in America were brought into being. Now, I'm sure these motherfuckers think that, I'm not all of them. This is the hijack that got many of them, thinking that white is right and all is right with them and blah, 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 blah. No, not the case. Not the case. Philosophy teaches that the completion of the great work of social regeneration must be accomplished not in a society but in man himself. The democratic commonwealth can never be legislated into existence, nor can it result from formal treaties or conferences. This is clearly indicated in the tragedy of the League of Nations. The League of Nations failed to prevent war because the nations which composed the League lacked the courage of high conviction. They failed the very institution which they themselves had established. Permanent progress results from education and not from legislation. The true purpose of education in this is to inform the mind in basic truths concerning conduct and the consequences of conduct. Education is not, look at that, y'all do with one hand, is not merely the fitting of the individual for the problems of economic survival. This is only the lesser part of learning. The greater part deals with the intangibles of right motivation and right use. No human being who is moved to action through wrong motivations or misuses the privileges of his times can be regarded as educated, regardless of the amount of formal schooling he has received. Does it seem like I said, maybe they holding these ideals, some are, have these lofty ideals, but they don't apply it to everybody. So, it's like, yeah, we know we're supposed to do right, but we only gonna do right by those we want to do right by. And that ain't right. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure some shit out. The human mind is established in knowledge, not alone by the reading of books or the study of arts and sciences, but by the examples set up by leaders and the personal experiences of living. According to the Baconian system, there are three sources of learning. The first is traditional, which may be derived from books. The second is observation, by which we learn from the actions of each other. And the third is by experimentation, which is a study of causes and consequences brought about by personal conduct. The supreme human purpose is the perfection of man. This must come first, and when this end has been achieved, all good things will inevitably follow. What he says, the supreme human purpose is the perfection of man. Yeah, they're man. See, we were already perfect until they came over here and jacked up our stuff, and we allowed them to do it. We allowed our vibrations to be interfered with. But we're getting back on track, Only enlightened men can sustain enlightened leadership. Only the wise can recognize and reward wisdom. But they're not wise. We are wise, but some of us are so wise we done outwitted ourselves, Just took ourselves on out of action. In a democratic way of life, the very survival of the state depends upon the intelligent cooperation of its people. When men make their own laws, they must live according to the merits and demerits of the statutes which they have framed. And we know that these motherfuckers do not honor their own laws. They do what the hell they want to do when they want to do it. The Caucasoids, or whatever you want to refer to these people as. I'm just simply saying those of low vibration have been on it for so long they don't know nothing but that. And they're not going to change because they don't want to change. It's up to us to vibrate higher. It's up to us to get on that level where they really can't touch us and where we unite together as a people and recognize each other. The Greek law gives Solon. Oh, I'm sorry, I screwed all that up. The Greek lawgiver Solon declared that in the ideal state, laws are few and simple because they have been derived from certainties. In the corporate state, laws are many and confused. Yes, here we go. Because they have been derived from uncertainties. These corrupt laws are like the web of a spider, which catches small insects but permits the stronger creatures to break through and escape. When there are many laws, there is much lawlessness. Men come to despise and ridicule the restraints that are imposed upon freedom of action. Corrupt laws resulting from efforts to amend inadequate legislation by further inadequate legislation reveals our general ignorance of right and wrong. And that's what we're dealing with today. Where such ignorance exists, the idea of function of democracy is impossible, and liberty degenerates into license. The half-truth is the most dangerous form of lie. because it can be defended in part by incontestable logic. Whenever the body of learning is broken up, the fragments become partial truths. We live in a day of partial truths. And until we remedy the condition, we must suffer the inevitable consequences of division. Yeah, what they call that now? Trump's girl, Blondie, the dumb one. What do you got? Fake truths, half truths, whatever. They just make shit up as they go along. But we really got to pay attention. The half truth is the most dangerous form of lie. I think we get that again, because it can be defended in part by incontestable logic. Remember that. Because that's what they do. That's how they flip shit on us. Okay. What's right is wrong. What's wrong is right. Up is down. Down is up. You get my point. According to the ancients, religion, philosophy, and science are the three parts of essential learning. Not one of these parts is capable, if separated from the rest, of assuring the security of the human state. A government based upon one or even two of these parts most definitely, or should say most ultimately, degenerate into a tyranny, either of men or of opinion. Religion is the spiritual part of learning, philosophy the mental part, and the sciences, including the arts and crafts, the physical part. As man himself has a spiritual, mental, and physical nature, all of these natures manifest in his daily living. He must become equally informed in all the parts of his nature if he is to be self-governing. Unbalanced forces perish in the void, declared a prophet of old, and this is the truth beyond possibility of... Wait a minute. Let me start again, and I apologize. Unbalanced forces perish in the void, declared a prophet of old, and this is true beyond possibility of dispute. The Platonic Commonwealth had as its foundation the unity of learning. I don't think y'all can see this. Page is not very clear. In the midst of the philosophic empire stands the school of the threefold truth. Religion is the quest of truth by means of the mystical powers latent in the consciousness of man. Philosophy is the quest for the truth by the extension of the intellectual powers toward the substance of reality. Science is the quest for truth by the study of the anatomy and the physiology of the body of truth as it is revealed in the material creation. Well, you would think that I was a thoroughly uneducated person. I have you know that I do have a degree from the European School of College. Yeah, They charged me money for that piece of paper and I can't do shit with it. Anyway, these three then are the orders of the quest. Together, they can bring about the perfection of man through the discovery of the plan for man. One of the great secrets of antiquity was this realization of the unity of knowledge and the identity of the quest in all the branches of learning. The great philosophers of the past were truly great because they approached the problems of life as priest, philosopher, and scientist. The title, the wise, is properly applied only to those in whose consciousness the unity of knowledge has been established as the parent or pattern of the quest. It was part of the ancient plan that has descended to us to build again the ideal university, the college of the 6 days work. The college of the 6 days work. Here would be taught the same arts and sciences that we teach today, but from all different basic premise, or say from a different basic premise. Here men would learn that the sciences are as sacred as the theologies, and the philosophies are as practical as the crafts and trades. Those mystical extrasensory perceptions viewed with suspicion by the materialists would then be developed according to the disciplines of the sciences, and all learning would be consecrated to the supreme end that men become as the gods, knowing good and evil. All right, this is what I'm going to say to y'all. I can read. I really can. That's one. Number two, you got to get this book and you got to read it and take it in at your own pace. Because me stumbling through it verbally is not helping you at all. My purpose in even bringing this material to you is simply just to, more or less, as we old folks would say, drop a dime and, let you pick up the call and run with it, okay? I'm not going to further insult you with my poor reading, and I'm not going to further aggravate myself. I just wanted to share that with you guys for a minute. What can we say? Secret destiny. There's no secret other than we've all been lied to. Again, we're all vibrating, and I believe for myself, I see things, and I see where people are waking up to something greater, and realizing that there is greater within all of us. We are vibrating higher. We still got to step it up. We haven't begun to touch this thing yet. So, with that being said, peace out. Get this book. There's some good stuff in there. You're not going to read it from cover to cover. It's not that type of book. But it has a lot of information in there. Stuff that we all can use. Anyway, MA Truth out. I'll get back in the groove. Bear with me. Y'all know I'm old, okay? Work with me. Love me anyway, because I love y'all. Peace.